Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of She Sound Off on YouTube and She Sound Off podcast. Y'all, I've been missing my podcast family. I'm serious, like so serious. I'm your host, Mystique Moon. Hey little stars. So I want to get straight to the meat and potatoes of this video because there's so many people that I've talked to that has been hurt, that has been traumatized, that has been through a lot. People in their life has caused them problems and trauma, and they want to start healing. They want to be active in their healing, but they don't necessarily want to go see a psychiatrist or they don't want to go see a therapist. You know, some people don't believe in that. For whatever reason, you want to begin to, take active steps in your own healing. These are the people that I'm talking to, okay? So how to begin the healing process. It might sound easy to begin the healing process, but it's not necessarily something that you just automatically know, okay? I didn't know. When I wanted to take my power back and I was ready to heal and stop allowing that stuff that was in the past to burden me, I didn't necessarily know what to do off the top of my head. It took me time. It took me, it took a lot of effort. It took a lot of me trying different things for me to start healing. But once I started these things that I'm going to talk about in this video, I started to heal, okay? Before I get into this, I want you guys to understand that healing is a process, okay? It's something that you have to continuously, I can never say that word right, continuously do over and over. If something has really hurt you and has really traumatized you, you can't expect to get instant healing or instant gratification just by doing something once or twice. You have to commit yourself to your healing process. But before you can do that, you have to start. You have to take the initial steps. And that's what I want to talk about in this episode. How to begin healing, how to begin the process, okay? So you guys stay tuned, and I'm going to give you exactly what I did when I first began to heal. Actually, I'm going to give you what I did that works, because I did a lot. Like I did a lot of stuff, but these are the things that worked in the beginning. All right. All right, you guys. So how to begin the healing process. When I was first in transition, when I first started this healing process, or this thing called healing, I thought that it was impossible for me to do. I didn't think that I was tough enough. I didn't think that I had the thick enough skin. I didn't think that I had thick enough skin to actually heal. I was making decisions based off that hurt. I was moving in life, maneuvering in life from a hurt mind, from a hurt heart. And I couldn't do that no longer. Like something had to give. I met Asha Mayat, which is my mentor. I've mentioned her in several other videos. When I first began my healing process, she gave me a lot of keys. She gave me a lot of points and a lot of active things that I did after I first began the process and as I was moving along. But that beginning stage, that how do I start stage, I think that's what keeps a lot of people stuck in that hurt mind, in that hurt moment. And then we drag all of that to our current life. We make decisions again based off of that hurt mindset. So what I had to do is I had to come up with a process to begin. And I want you guys to understand that, again, you're going to have to continue this process over and over and over. It's not going to just instantly be okay. You're going to have to do the work, and you're going to have to trust the process no matter what. Trust the process. If you're doing these things that I'm going to tell you in this video or in this podcast, and you find something else that works for you, then by all means, I want you to stick to what works for you, because this is what worked for me. But I know how hard it is for you, for when you're healing or when you're hurt, to try to think of ways to start the process, okay? So how to begin? First thing I had to understand was about forgiveness. I had to understand about forgiveness. First thing I had to do was forgive myself, number one. Everything, this whole process, this whole thing is about you. It's about you living in the best version of you, okay? So everything is going to always circle back around to you, no matter what type of energy you're giving to something or somebody else. It always circles back to you. So I had to begin the process by forgiveness. I had to forgive myself. I've done so many things that I was not happy about. Like, I've made so many choices in my past from the trauma that I experienced and endured that it just didn't serve me. It didn't serve me then, and it does not serve me now. I had chose people that was hurting me. I'd stayed around those people and I'd allowed them to hurt me. And I just freely gave my power away. And that's okay, because I forgave myself first and foremost. And it's nothing I'm going to tell you none of these steps or none of these things are going to be easy to do. The initial process is not going to be easy. Forgiving yourself is not easy. You have to take accountability. Even if you made those choices out of hurt or those decisions out of hurt, you still have to take accountability. And that's how you start to forgive yourself. Yes, I did this, but I forgive myself anyway. Anything that you did from a place of hurt, from a place of revenge, you forgive yourself for that. And you tell yourself that every single day. It's okay that you did this, and I forgive you anyway. We play a major part. Actually, we play the major part in our decisions and our choices. A person can't do anything to us unless we allow them to. And I want to speak on children. When you are a child and someone deliberately hurts you or deliberately does something to traumatize you, no, you don't have any control over that then, but you most definitely have control over it now. It's the past, so obviously you're not there in that moment anymore. So you can't physically change anything, but you can mentally, emotionally change the whole situation right now. And that's what the forgiveness is about. Then you forgive the other person and you forgive the situation. And that part sucks, because who wants to forget someone who has intentionally caused them harm or trauma? Like, who wants to forgive them? But understand that it's not for them. And again, it's not about them. It's about you. So you're forgiving them for your peace, okay? It's called letting go of that grudge, letting go of that weight. If you're consistently going through life hating someone, being upset with someone, they're still holding power. They still have that power, and they've moved on. And you're still walking around with that ball and chain behind you. It's no longer serving you. So you forgive them. That don't mean that what they did was okay, or that don't mean that the situation was okay. It means that you are releasing them from you in that situation. You're releasing them. Start to allow space to let go. You got to start that process. How do you start to allow space to let go? Holding that place of hurt is continuously controlling your emotions, okay? You have to start the process of allowing small, and it doesn't have to be a lot, because again, this is a process and this is just the beginning. You have to take a little piece and say, okay, I'm going to stop allowing this one thing to hurt me. Listen, get you one good cry out. Take one moment, think about it, dwell in it in that moment, cry, whatever, and then release it. And so next time that situation comes up, you are continuously taking back your power each time, because trust and believe, it's going to come up. It's going to keep coming up. Because again, and I'm going to keep saying this, because you have to remind yourself that this is a process. You're not going to do anything in healing. It's not going to just happen the first time you do it. Okay? It's applying what you know over and over and over. And eventually things start to fade away. This is a really good one. And I didn't even think of how I did this when I, prepared myself to make this video. But start to prepare your eviction papers. We know that an eviction is when you force something to leave. And sometimes we have to force ourselves to not allow this situation to burden us. If you have anything physical tying you to that moment, that person, that situation, you have to release it. You have to let it go. Evict it out of your life. If you have anything mentally that's tying you down, that thought always comes up. That thought consistently comes up over and over and over. Start preparing the eviction papers for that. No, I'd rather think about the gum on the bottom of my shoe before I think about this. Each moment that it comes up, take your power back and say, no, thank you. We have control over our thoughts. Emotionally, you have to tell yourself, I'm done crying. I'm evicting that. I'm evicting that out of my life. If you think about it, if it comes up or that person comes back around, I'm done crying over you. I'm done crying over this. I'm done allowing that to have a tie to me every time it comes up. So I'm evicting that. Understand that these are things that bond you to that situation. And as long as you are continuously bonded to that moment, that person, that situation is going to have dominion in your life. And you cannot start to heal. So prepare those eviction papers and force that shit that is burdening you out of your life. Then you want to start creating new moments. Start creating something that you can do in place of when you're starting to think about it. Because at the end of the day, anything that has happened to you, any type of trauma that you've experienced, literally happened in the past. You literally can't change what happened or the outcome of what happened. But in this present moment and moving forward, you can change the dynamic of how you allow that thing to affect you. So every time you think about it, come up with something where it no longer has value in your present. For an example, for me, when I used to think about that thing that happened, that thing that I was tied to, which was a lot of them, I used to light a candle, okay? That candle reminded me that I'm releasing that. I would think about it, I would light a candle. Y'all can imagine how many candles I had lit on a daily basis. So much so that I've decided to start creating and making my own candles and selling them. That right there was birthed from this beginning process of creating a new moment. Okay? So create a new moment. When you think about it, I don't know if you bake. I don't know if you exercise. I don't know if you're a gamer. I don't know if you like to watch movies, if you're a movie head. I don't know if you like to draw. There's so many things that you can do. But when that moment is arising and you find that there's nothing else that you can do but think about it, you can create a new moment for that thought. And each time it will change the dynamic. So whenever that I felt that thought creeping on, I would light a candle. And then for me, I stay lighting candles. So after a while, it just stopped coming up. unless I was ready to deal with it. But you don't even recognize how much control that moment, that person, that situation, that traumatic experience had on your life in your current moment until you start to realize how much it comes up. And then once you start to create new moments for that, you'll notice that it comes up less and less and less until you say, okay, I'm ready to start healing this. I'm going to take this step, this step, this step, this step. Okay. I'm going to, but this is just the beginning process of it. Y'all listen, you have to override everything, all the thoughts, all the emotions, everything that you had tied to that traumatic experience. And this is how you begin to heal. Again, all of this is the beginning steps towards your process of healing. It's not something that you're going to be able to put in a microwave, bing, and you're going to be healed. Healing takes, I'm not going to say healing takes a lifetime because people say that, but it does not. Because once you have healed, then you move on. Again, the situation has no effect on you as it used to. You can see that person and you can just be normal. I know people who will run up on somebody who have hurt them and they're just stuck. I've been there. I promise you, I've been there. But in the beginning, I had to do these steps. I had to rewrite these moments. I had to draw up my eviction papers. And whenever that thought come, I had to say, no more. I had to forgive them, and I had to forgive myself. I had to do these steps in the beginning, because if I didn't, I never would have started the process, and I would have continued living in a place of hurt, a place of regret, a place of just stuck, a place of confusion, all because I didn't take initial steps to start the healing process. So I really hope that this helped someone when they're ready, because you can't start nothing unless you're ready. Everything comes in divine timing. So when you're ready to forgive, to move past, and to heal, you can start these things, do these steps to just begin the process of healing. And then anything moving beyond that, just do process, okay? So again, I hope this video has helped somebody out there to begin the healing process, because it most certainly helped me. And I want to say, you guys, healing is just momentarily. You can't stay in a place of healing. You have to heal and then move on, because otherwise you're just gonna continuously live that thing over and over and over, and that don't serve you either. All right. So I love you guys. Thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you for listening to my podcast. Go back and listen to other podcasts. Go back and watch my other videos. I'm so thankful. Y'all, I just want to say this, okay? I just want to say this. I'm living in my purpose, and I'm living my dream. Each and every time I'm able to come on here, and I'm able to teach, and I'm able to heal. I have clients, coaching clients right now, and to hear my clients say, your coaching is helping me, that's all I ever wanted to do. That's what I was put on this earth to do. And I just wanted to share that. I'm going to give myself kudos, and I'm going to give my own self flowers. Give your own self flowers. You can't wait for someone to give you your flowers, boo. You have to give yourself your flowers, okay? And then whatever you do on the inside is going to reflect on the outside. You'll manifest that, and you'll start seeing people bringing you your flowers. And I don't mean physical flowers. I mean giving you your kudos, okay? All right, I love you guys. I want you to remember that self-preservation is the first law of nature. Remember, you have to love yourself before you can love anything or anybody else in this world. All right, you guys, I love you. Bye-bye.